Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Along
Acknowledge us.
what up? What up? Happy Hump Day, happy Wednesday. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with the Bros. I don't even know what episode this is. So you know what? If you know what it is, if you know what it is, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at RayWayne20. See right there. That's my name right there. That's my Twitter X handle, whatever you want to call it. That's my name. Uh, I want to give a big shout out to our executive producer, Smitty, who holds it down for us, who gets everything right for us. Fair supposedly is on vacation. He's on vacation, supposedly. So tonight it is James filling in for us. James, thank you so much for being with us on the show tonight. How you feeling, man?
Oh, I feel good. Just another day. Going to work, coming home, and doing this. Let's talk some wrestling.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Make sure you guys follow us at WWTB 2024 on X, and then our YouTube channel is Wrestling with the Bros. All right. Uh, Before we get into wrestling, it's a big, big weekend of movies, or actually a big weekend for movies that's coming out. And James and I were just discussing this before we went live on air. Smitty, if you are there, I'm going to ask you this too. James, you said that you're going to go see Superman this weekend, Friday, right?
Yep.
Smitty, if you are there, are you going to go see Superman this weekend, or are you going to wait until afterwards? And Smitty is somewhere in Milwaukee. Smitty, if you're in trouble, bark twice if you're in Milwaukee. He won't bark. All right. Uh, but James, oh, there's Smitty
I
right there.
will be.
Smitty.
I had wrote it in the chat, but you ain't see it, so I will be
Oh, okay.
waiting. I still got a bad taste from the last Superman, and the Superman before that. It's been a bad
Mm,
spread for me for Superman since Batman versus Superman, in my opinion. But they're worth
okay.
watching at home, but I don't think I want to pay for the Superman right now. Just my opinion.
Okay. All right. So Smitty's gonna wait probably until it comes out on Max. Hopefully it doesn't come out on Max next month. But James said he's gonna go see it Friday. I'm hoping I can see it Saturday. I had planned on seeing it Friday, but because my son's tournament, he has a game at 8:50 in the morning. He has a basketball tournament out of town this weekend. I figure, you know what, we'll just get to our destination and then Friday Saturday, maybe we'll see us, and I want to make sure he has plenty of rest. So, uh, what are you most looking forward to seeing with Superman, James?
I want to see how good James Gunn's rendition of it is. He's inherently given the biggest chance to create the DC universe all over again, and I want to see how he pieces things together. And I want to see because I know the Superman is already established in the universe that he
Hmm.
has. So I want to see how people view him. I want to see how the world he creates, how it reflects Superman. I want to see how well in like how used is he to the job? Because I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Man of Steel sold that very well, but there was unfortunately a dead end with Zack Snyder, right? And we all kind of know that as it was. But I'm curious to see what James Gunn brings to the table. There's actually a Twitter personality. Her name is Grace Randolph. Or I think her ad is Beyond the Trailer. I think or whatever. And she
Hmm.
does the reviews for movies and comic book stuff and stuff like that. And she said that this was one of the best Superman movies she's ever watched. So I'm very curious to see how when she says something's that good. Usually it ends up being that pretty good. So I'm
Hmm.
curious to see how it goes. I want to see how the music is, because I feel like Superman, you hear Superman theme all the time. So I'm
Yeah,
curious to see how the music is and how everything looks. So
you know what, James? I'm with you, man. When it was announced that Superman was going to be kicking off the DCU, I was excited, but also was kind of nervous because if this is going to kick off the DCU, this has to start off with a bang. You can't come out with a dud. You can't. It can't. I don't want to say it can't be even be good. I don't know. It almost has to be great because and Superman is probably the most famous comic book hero ever, and there's a lot of pressure here. I think Warner Brothers or DC Studios they spent $200 million. I think it was the budget was like 150, maybe $200 million for this film. So there's a lot that's at stake here. They really want to make sure that they have a good return on their investment overall. I've been seeing a lot of promos. I've been seeing them do a lot of stories for different excuse me different shows, what have you. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm interested in seeing what James Gunn is going to do for Superman. What his take? Me personally, this is just my personal opinion. I didn't mind Man of Steel
I love
because I
Man of
thought,
Steel.
yeah, I thought it was very good. Honestly, just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people. It's funny. People hated Man of Steel, but now they love Man of Steel.
Revisionist history.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But no, I thought Man of Steel was good because I thought for the longest we never really saw like we you always saw Superman. Okay, even going back to the 1978 Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, you saw him running as a kid, learning he has powers or whatever. Even in Superman Returns, you saw him uh, when he fell from the barn, the top of the barn, and he stopped himself. But you never really saw the actual effect of him as a kid, wondering why he's hearing everybody, why he can see through everybody. I love that aspect. To me, the reason why Superman didn't work to me was because I felt the studio got too involved with what Zack Snyder was doing.
Hmm.
And then too, I think they really pushed him to include Batman in it. I felt like Batman versus Superman was Man of Steel 1.5, and, and I thought they I thought they killed him off too early. I was really hoping that they could have really stretched that thing, flushed that thing out, but also too, Warner Brothers was trying to catch up to Marvel too. I think
Yeah.
that was their biggest issue.
And
That was their biggest issue.
and I've said this too along the way. They're two different. They need to be two different um, sets of franchises. And what I mean is, the MCU can be upbeat and like everybody kind of comes back or whatever. I feel like the DC universe needs to be more grittier. It needs to be more dark. It needs to
Hmm.
be more um, consequential. I guess is the right word.
Hmm.
I feel like Dark Side is way more powerful than Thanos in their own respective universes. I think so. I feel like they didn't really pull the trigger on that too much. I wish they did, only because I was very curious to see how that would have worked. I will say though, the animated movies that they have from DC are
Oh yeah,
really, really, really good. So they
yeah.
kind of have that. I just wish they would have followed the animated stories and tried to make them live action. Because if they did that,
Hmm.
then I think they would have been a little better off.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna probably check it out maybe tomorrow. I don't know, but there's a new Batman animated film on Max,
Mm.
or pardon me, HBO Max now. Jeez, they keep rebranding themselves every 2 weeks. Um, but I'm gonna check that out. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump right to it. Wrestling is taking place this weekend in
Whole weekend.
Atlanta. Man, all weekend long, you have Saturday night's main event. You have Evolution 2 that's going on. Also, AEW has All In down in Texas. Beyonce is going to be in Atlanta this weekend. Hence why the ticket sales for Saturday night's main event and Evolution haven't really been pushing. like they thought they would, but nevertheless, we have a weekend full of wrestling. So if you are a huge wrestling fan, oh, you are in for a treat. So James, I'm gonna start with this Saturday night's main event. What are your expectations for this event? Excuse me, and we will also get to our picks later on in the show. But just what are your expectations going into this event on Saturday?
Um, how many matches are in it? Three, as of now.
As of right now, I think it's three. Yeah, three or
Mm.
four. Yeah.
See, my expectations are just they have to fill a lot of time. I think
Hmm.
because you're not going to have a because you know Goldberg and Gunther's not going any more than 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Um, Seth and Randy might be a good match. You know, they could probably go for 10 to 15 minutes, and then LA Knight and Seth Rollins. That's another probably 10 to 15 minute match. I don't know why they insist on doing the 3 to 4 matches for Saturday Night Main Event. It feels like a glorified house show. Um, but my
Hmm.
expectations are just another regular event, really. To be honest with you, I don't really see anything significant happening on these shows. Um, because I feel like they tend to save those for the big PLEs now.
Hmm.
Compared to just throwing on a Saturday Night Main Event. You know, I think although if they did do something where it would make people want to watch them, maybe excuse me,
Hmm.
then I think they could do something like maybe a Seth Rollins cash in, maybe a return of a certain somebody that shall not be mentioned because it is in Atlanta and he's obviously did his own thing in Georgia Tech. Maybe he shows up again. You never know. Um,
Right.
but I think they need to kill a little bit more time. Otherwise, it's going to be a short event. So I don't have any expectations. Just put on a good show and see where it takes us.
Yeah,
Um,
it's only three matches. It's only three.
yeah,
Wow. Good Lord.
it's only three
Uh
matches. So
oof.
how much time do you have that's going to, you know, how much time are you going to kill? You know, because that's what it comes down to. Because if you're on for 2 hours, you have three matches. Your first segment has to be 30 minutes.
At least I was going to say 20, but yeah, you're right, 30. Yeah.
Yeah, unless they add more matches on Friday, maybe, or something like maybe like a throw-in match or whatever. Get it like maybe Andrade and Ray Phoenix against DIY or something. Maybe they could do something
Hmm.
like that. I don't know, but they need something to kill a little bit more time because what you're gonna have three matches and the rest are gonna be segments. And it
Exactly.
seems
And
it
then,
seems just like a throwaway. You can't have the women on it because you have Evolution the next day, so you're not going to do that. So where do you really go?
well, I know one thing. Gunther and Goldberg is not going to be a 20-minute match because hell, Goldberg looked gassed. He looked gassed on Monday Night Raw, but he threw that punch at Gunther. Man, I was like, good Lord, dude. He was.
Yeah,
Who's next? Hell, heck, it's going to be the ventilator if you don't sit down.
nah, man. I noticed how short the entranceway was to the ring because they were like it looked like he got out the car and he just walked about 50 feet and then there was the gorilla position right there. Like it was like the
Oh
perfect
my
like
God.
setup. It was great.
Look. I'm going to be out of town. Like I said, I'm hoping maybe after my son's game, which is at I think that 1 o'clock. After his game, maybe we can go see Superman at about 3 or 4.
Mm,
If I get back to the hotel and I turn on the TV and I see and I watch this, and if Goldberg is freaking gassed after like 2 minutes of wrestling, oh God, yeah,
mm,
I don't know, man. I think, and Fair and I kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago on the here on the pod. It might have been one of our topics, but one of the things that we had discussed was what or has Saturday night's main event been beneficial or not to or for WWE since they brought it back, and it's starting to look like it's not being beneficial at all. Um,
no, it's like a glorified house show
it
almost.
is, yeah.
Um, I went to the first one in Long Island where
Hmm.
Kevin Owens and it was Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes for the
Oh
Universal
yeah,
Championship. I went to that one
yeah.
in Long Island, and I was driving home, and I said to myself, that felt like a regular just Friday Night SmackDown. Like they just have the old school setup with the old entrance and the old and everything. So I don't really know. I mean, it's been beneficial because you get like another thing to put on air. It's like a cast, like, oh, look, just
Hmm.
go to Peacock, whatever. You can watch Saturday Night Main Event. But then it's like, what are you really gaining out of it? You're not changing belts. You're only really advancing matches. I mean, that's kind of the main point of it, but that's all you're not doing anything significant. Like you're pretty much just putting segments you would put on SmackDown or Raw and just saving it for a Saturday night,
Hmm.
almost.
Yeah, and it's more so. It seems like it's just to because back in the day when you only had four pay-per-views, you used Saturday Night's Main Event to help elevate stories that you were trying to tell. This this here, man, like you said, it's a glorified house show. It doesn't really add anything to it. I think what the last one, and correct me if I'm wrong here, James, but the last Saturday Night's Main Event that they had, wasn't it when Cody came back? And then
Yes,
yeah, that's
yeah,
okay. So Cody
because
came back. So
they did the whole weekend in Tampa because they had Saturday Night Main Event and then they had Sunday Battleground NXT and then they did Monday Night Raw in the Yveling Center in Tampa.
that yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it was. So pretty much at this point, it is a glorified house show. Excuse me. And now, if I miss it, if I miss it live Saturday, I'll just watch the replays Sunday when I get home or whatever the case may be. Or I don't know, man. I mean, three matches. My gosh,
yeah,
unless they add something from Friday Night SmackDown, and I think they will. But
mhm.
man, it's oof, this is
Yeah.
brutal.
Three matches is rough, and they've been kind of just something else. I don't even care if it's a throwaway match. I don't care if it's Carmelo Hayes versus like I don't know Dragon Lee. Something I don't know. You can't just have three matches on a Saturday night main event, especially when your main event is only going to be 2 minutes long.
Oh gosh,
You know, and
Ooh.
even then too. Like I know it's not a big deal because it's Big Brother versus Little Brother, but you also have All In at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I guess you're hoping that Evolution and Saturday Night Main Event kind of combat against both,
Hmm.
but they're going to be bringing it at All In. We already know that. So I'm curious to see if they add more matches. And I also think it was a weird decision to have Gunther and Goldberg be your main attraction to the event when the other company has their WrestleMania on at the same weekend. But
Yeah. I
what do
mean,
I know?
I get it. I get it. Goldberg is his last matches in his hometown. I get it, but oh my goodness, man. Oof. I just hope I just hope the match between Goldberg and Gunther is is decent enough to where you say, okay, it was respectable. Goldberg held his own for that time that was there. But man, I don't know, James.
No,
I
I
don't know.
agree. I agree.
Um, and then we have Evolution 2. I mean, man, it's been some years since I think it's been what a good man. It's
2017 maybe
yeah.
18 something like that.
I was going to say 10 years, but I didn't think it had been that long. But it's been a while. It's been a while since the women have had a pay per view. But guess what? They're going to have it this Sunday. Is going to be in Atlanta as well too. Um, Honestly, James, this feels underwhelming, and I think the reason why because it feels like they really haven't pushed this pay per view like they normally should, or that they normally would do. It just feels it just to me it really feels like within the last week or so they've really upped the ante or ramped up the promotion for this pay per view, and I don't know why. I'm not sure if it was because they weren't sure who was going to be on the card or what have you. But man, it just the push for this pay per view to me, it really has felt very underwhelming to me.
I think what kills it is the fact that your two champions pretty much pick their challengers. Um,
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley pretty much just got handed a title shot, and Trish Stratus is coming back to face Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship with very minimal build, very minimal interaction. You know, obviously they had their tag match at Elimination Chamber against Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, and
Hmm.
then obviously you have Rhea and Io pretty much continuing the same thing that they've been on since March. I'm pretty sure that was besides WrestleMania, that was the last time Io even wrestled for on a singles match for her belt. Now, I obviously had the match with Stephanie Valkyrie, but I'm talking championship wise. Um, it just feels like it was a very slow build, you know, and I don't think they've done necessarily a good job of promoting the event as much. Whereas I feel like they're just relying on the women to get the pay per view over, compared
Hmm.
to actually putting the effort in order to create that spectacle for the event. I do wonder if Liv Morgan getting hurt kind of put a big like fork in it almost, because she was probably going to be one of the
Yeah,
centerpieces of the show.
it just no. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
was going to say um like Liv Morgan getting hurt. I feel like it was like a big like fork for them, like almost like, oh, well, shit, what do we do now? Our best superstar's out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it just seems like a lot of stuff. Like they're relying on the women to get it over without any kind of support from the actual promotion in order to get it over. Um,
Hmm.
even that too, like you know, you have and I you know you have good matches, right? You have the fatal four way tag match, you know, for the tag belts, Raquel and Roxanne against you know Zaruka, um, the Kabuki Warriors, and Alexa and Charlotte. That's gonna be a good match, right? But again, it
Hmm.
just kind of feels like it's like that should have been the Bellas probably or something, or I don't know, you know. And then you have the battle royale for Clash at Paris. Whoever wins gets the number one contenders match, which is a cool thing that they did. But again, we just have to see how it gets over. You know, we have to see how this kind of all transpires and how this all kind of goes. You know, even too, the NXT Women's Championship is on the line. Um,
And I think it's only what, 6 matches for that card
I
too.
think
I think it's only 6 matches for that card.
JCJ and Jordan Grace, uh, Tiffany versus Trish, Io versus Rhea Ripley, tag belts, 5, unless I'm
Is,
missing
it,
one.
is that 5? Let me see. 'Cause, it is. What I'm looking at 6. I'm looking at
What
6.
was the one I was missing?
Io, Rhea, Jade. Was
Oh,
Jade
Jade and
Naomi?
Naomi. Yeah, Jade and
Yeah,
Naomi. No holds barred.
Jade
Okay.
Naomi. He had the triple threat for the IC belt, the tag match, the tag
Nice
team
triple threat.
fatal
So
four way
7.
tag match. Was that 7?
Yeah, because I said 5. I counted 5 on my hand, and then you said the triple threat, and then Jade and Naomi. So there's 7 matches.
I got 6. I have,
Oh,
unless they
6.
added one. Yeah, 6. Yeah, they have 6. Yeah, six
Mm,
6 matches. So I
mm.
mean, not a bad card for a pay per view for them. Um, the question comes: who starts and who? I think what starts the pay per view is a triple threat, and I think for some reason I think EO and Rhea close. That's what I think.
See, I think Io and Ripley should open, and I think the
Okay.
closing should be the triple threat match. Um,
Oh, okay. So we're in reverse. Okay.
yeah. The only reason why I say that is because I think you want to get your biggest pop at a night to start, and I think those two would be a great opener. Um, whereas I feel like the triple threat would elevate the Intercontinental title even more. You know,
Hmm.
um, so I'm curious to see how they do it. I have a feeling Tiffany and Trish will be like somewhere in the middle, kind of between like the Battle Royale and the Jade Naomi match.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if we get a cash in.
That's what I wondered. And I was even kind of going back to Saturday night's main event. I was kind of wondering, would we get a cash in there too? I was kind of wondering that for a second, but I don't think we will. But it
I,
just kind of crossed my mind. But yeah,
you
we
know,
could get a cash in for Evolution though.
I did say that the Saturday night main events do need like a little like spark. So
Hmm.
maybe a cash in might help it, you know, to give it a little more attention towards it, you know, and I think it's the best way to put the belt on Rollins because Excuse me. Sorry, long day. Um, I think like if you have Gunther win or whatever, and then you have maybe his cronies attack him or whatever, attack Gunther, or even if you have CM Punk get involved somehow, some way. I don't know. Maybe that's a possibility. Who knows? But maybe there has to be some logistical way to get the belt on him eventually, and I'm curious to see how they do it.
Yeah, I am curious to see how they do it as well too. Yeah, I think Evolution will be a solid. I think it will be a solid pay-per-view. At least I'm hoping it will be. But I don't know. Six matches, that's good. That's good for them. That's a good pay-per-view.
I mean,
S-
I think Money in the Bank had five,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you know.
Six is good. All right. Well, James, let's go ahead and let's get right to it, man. Let's do our picks for Saturday night's main event and also for Evolution. All right. So let me go to the board here. Excuse me. As I go to the board. All right. Now I'm going to read off what the matches. Actually, I'm going to read off the matches, and you give me your picks of what you think it will be.
Mm.
All right. So let me go over here to James, myself. And then also too, I have Antoine's picks too, so I'll read Antoine's picks on what he thinks it will be. All right,
Mm.
we have Randy Orton against Drew McIntyre.
Um, I'm gonna go with Drew.
I'm going to go with Drew as well because I think this is going to start the road for Randy Orton for him to turn heel.
The voices need to get louder.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
voices are going to get a little bit louder Saturday. I
Mhm.
totally agree with you on that. And this will also be a good way for Drew to be reintroduced as well too, or to bring him back and build him some momentum.
Yeah. I think he was the MVP for the men's division in 2024.
I
Um,
totally agree with you on that. I agree.
so I think they need to establish him back into the main event scene in a way. And I think he'd be kind of well put in that top part of the SmackDown with Cena and Rhodes right now, because I think they
Hmm.
need a third guy to kind of switch off, I guess. And I think McIntyre would be a good fit for them just right now until Cena comes back. Because he's always been that
Hmm.
upper mid cards, like main event kind of guy, and I think putting him on SmackDown would be awesome. And having him take
I
out Randy would
agree.
be pretty cool.
I agree. I agree. All right, LA Knight versus Rollins. I mean, LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. Yeah, yeah.
Um, both guys really can't afford to lose. Um, but I have a feeling that Roman is going to end up costing Seth in this match. Um,
Mm.
and I think it'll be like a loss that protects Seth in a way, where yeah, he beat him. Well, LNA beat Seth, but it was because of Roman. I think you'll get something like that. I can't see him beating him clean. I can't, because you need to,
Okay.
yeah, you need to establish Seth, but you can't also bury LA Knight. So I see how they could maybe do it that way. So I'm going to LA
Well,
Knight.
this okay. You're going LA Knight. I'm gonna go with LA Knight as well. This is one of Seth Rollins' seven or eight opponents that he's been facing.
Yeah,
During
he has a spider web of feuds right now that needs to be clipped in half. He's got LA Knight here. He's got Penta there. He's got Sami Zayn there. He's got Gunther there. He's got Punk. He's got Cena. He's got this one. He's got I don't even know. Somebody. Cody Rhodes is in there somewhere. Like cut
yeah,
it in
man,
half.
he's fighting everybody, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, so no, I'm gonna go with LA Knight as well too. I think this would be a good step in a good step in the right direction for LA Knight. Give him a good push, and then move. Yeah, I would like to see what they do with him moving forward because I think ultimately, if LA Knight, if Seth Rollins lose, I think we potentially could see a cash in for the main event, which is Gunther against Goldberg. I have Gunther winning. I think everybody is going to have Gunther winning,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we potentially could see a cash in coming in. Uh, for this, and I think that will probably ease. If that happens, that would ease the wound of who was it? Oh, that would ease the wound for Seth Rollins that night. That's what I think. That's what I think. I mean, I'm not going to write it down because I'm not sure. I'm with you. That would add a spark to Saturday night's main event, but yeah, pretty much. Me, you, and Fair have the same exact picks. He picked Gunther Knight, and actually he picked Randy Orton. He picked Orton to
Mm,
win.
mm,
He picked Orton
okay.
to win. Okay, all right. But me and you, James, we went 3 for 3 in our picks, or we're going 3 for 3 in our picks. Drew, Knight, and Gunther. That's what we have for Saturday night's main event. All right, Evolution.
Mhm.
Evolution. Let's go ahead and oh God, yeah, I'm spelling it right. Let's go ahead and let's start. Tiffany Stratton against Trish Stratus.
It's Tiffany time.
50
I
time.
don't.
All
I
right.
I don't see a logical way Stratus beats her. I just don't.
Yeah. If anything, I think Stratus will be there to help put her over even more. If
Yes.
anything.
Yes.
Let me see. Oh gosh, my eyes are getting bad now.
Hmm.
Stephanie Vacura against I can say her name. Who
Okay.
the freak is? Yes. There you go. Who do you have?
She has a match
Yeah, that's what they have on here.
against who?
I think it's Stephanie Vancouver. Hold on a second. Let me look at this card here. No, hold on. We'll come back to it. Io Sky against Rhea.
Um. See, I don't know. This one I have a hard time because obviously you have the thing over hanging over Ripley's head that she can't beat Io Sky.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I have a feeling that they're looking to build a Ripley and Vaquer feud in the future. So I don't know. Io's going to lose that belt to Ripley. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if it's at Evolution. Um, but I have a feeling that they'll end up putting because just for the sake of argument, I think they know their money matches Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley at some point down the road, whether it be
Hmm.
SummerSlam or the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania next year in Vegas again. Um, so I'm gonna go Ripley with this one.
Ripley. Okay, you're going Rhea. I'm gonna go with Io.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with Io. I think Io retains. Um, even though this is like her first title defense, I think since she won the belt since WrestleMania, which is absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
she hasn't wrestled a match on Raw since I think the week before Memorial Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or the week of Memorial Day. I'm not exactly sure the timeline, but she hasn't wrestled the entire month of June. So what are you doing? You're like I mentioned last week. You're wasting your champions, and you're only having them fight on pay-per-views without any kind of build for it. Like it's like why?
Hmm. Yeah, I have no idea. But I think Io retains. I think Io retains, and I think Rhea. Well, she'll get the belt eventually, but I think it will be down the road at SummerSlam or something.
It,
That's
yeah,
I,
it, it's a
yeah,
matter of if not when.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, here was that match I was talking about, and I got them confused. It's actually, excuse me, Lacey Lane against Jordan Grace. I don't know why Lacey looks like Stephanie Van Cure for
Oh,
some reason.
JC Jane,
Yeah,
JC Jane
JC
version.
Jane. Yeah, JC Jane.
Um,
Yeah, that J looks like an L almost. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Jordan Grace only because I think
Yeah, sorry, y'all. I apologize for that. Go ahead.
fine. Uh, I think I think Jordan Grace wins. Only because I think JC Jane was just a transitional champion, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Which sucks because I hate transition champions. Um, Only because I feel like you're supposed to make your champion look strong that week, and I think she's part of a stable, Fatal Attraction.
Hmm.
Um, and I think you should try to at least make the effort to build it a little bit more. I don't think Jordan Grace necessarily needs the championship because everybody knows who she is. Everybody knows she'll be on SmackDown eventually or Raw, whatever show they want to put her on. And I think you need to establish a little bit of a heel kind of presence on NXT, and I think having that group be that would be pretty cool. The group is Jasmine Nix, Fallon Henley, and Jason Jane. Yeah, it's Fatal Attraction, but I think they need to establish it. So I'm gonna go with JC Jane.
You're gonna go with JCJ. I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace. I don't know why. I'll go with Jordan Grace on this one. So you're going with JC Jane. I mean,
Yeah.
and I hear your reasons and it makes sense. I don't know. I just I just feel that Jordan Grace. I just got a feeling they're gonna put the belt on her. I don't know why, but I just got a feeling
Well,
they're gonna put the belt on
and,
her.
and I also saw something that they're already discussing a heel turn for Mariah May or Blake Monroe. I still call her
Yeah.
Mariah May.
Well,
Whatever whatever her name is now, it was Blake Monroe. But I kind of feel like if you're gonna do that, you really shouldn't have. I mean, unless they decide to push it to the moon, you know.
hmm
But I also feel like if you want to establish, like I said, that heel group, that should be your starting point. You have her take out Jordan Grace, and you kind of set that precedent. Like, oh yeah, no, this is real. Like we have this.
hmm
Make the hold it for a little longer than literally a month. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. All right, here we go. Jay Cargill against
Naomi.
Naomi for and it's a no holds bar match as well too.
Um, See, this is tough because I feel like again they're not really in putting them in good position to take a fall, right? I mean
hmm
Naomi has the money in the bank, so her loss wouldn't necessarily matter because she has it already under her belt already.
hmm
Um, but and then Jade, same thing. She's gonna fight Stratton anyway at SummerSlam probably. So they really both aren't losing much. I don't think personally because one already has a shot at the championship and the other one has a briefcase for a shot at any time for the championship. Like it almost kind of seems like it's a collision course to see who gets there first, almost. Um,
hmm
but if I had to pick right now, I think I would go with Naomi. I think Jade is not untouchable, but I think she could afford to take a loss in the situation because she's probably going to win the championship at SummerSlam. So I would imagine if you have that in that mindset where you already know, like, all right, well, we know you're going to win the championship at some point, so we're going to have you take this loss here, and then you're going to end up beating Stratton in SummerSlam. Maybe that's their plan going forward. What I am interested in though is I want to see if Bianca shows up
Yeah,
because
that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think Bianca shows up?
I do. I think Bianca shows up. I think I'm curious to see because I feel like they've been slow playing the story of did Bianca help Naomi? I feel like they've been kind of slow playing that a little bit. Where
hmm
obviously we know she got pushed off the ledge into the car and stuff like that. Back in March, no, back in January, I think, something like that, December. So I'm curious to see
So
if if
yeah.
they, if they slow play that because I had mentioned this previous months prior. I kind of feel the reason why Bianca wasn't attacked was because she was already in the cell, in the chamber, because she was already
Mm.
in the chamber and Naomi was in there. I still think, even to this day, I still think that Bianca will end up with Naomi. I do. I feel like they could build a story with them two, because Bianca could turn around and say, "I was the it girl here, and then you showed up, and I had Naomi with me, and I felt on top of the world, you know, and now you're basically the better version of me, and I'm trying to get my top spot back with my friend." I think they could do something like that.
So you're going Naomi?
Yes, I'm gonna go with Naomi. I think Bianca helps her.
I'm gonna go with that as well too. I think the story of because I was wondering I thought maybe Bianca would come back closer to SummerSlam, but I think this would be a great starting point for her to come back and for her to fully embrace this heel turn because it's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
it's coming. Yeah, even the weeks prior to WrestleMania, everybody was questioning her in the sense of like with the whole, I don't want to talk about the Beyond, I don't want to talk about the Jade and Naomi thing. I don't want to talk about it. Like she seemed like very like uh hands off on the situation. You know, like I don't want to talk about it. Meanwhile, everyone's kind of looking like, yeah, we know, we think you did something there. You know, but
Exactly.
so so I'm gonna go with Naomi.
Exactly. No, I think Naomi. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Naomi too. I think Bianca makes her return. I think this is where she finally, uh, her being Bianca. I think this is where she finally shows that she was the mastermind behind everything. And I think she attacks, helps Naomi win, and then I think honestly, maybe. Maybe Bianca and Naomi make a run at the tag. If that happens, I think they might make a run at the tag titles again later on down the line. That's just me.
Yeah,
That's just me. Um, let's see. The next one. It is the women's intercontinental. Well, you know what? I'll say that one for last. The women's tag team championship fatal four-way match. Here are the participants. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, they are the champions, against Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, the Kabuki Warriors against Zarya and Sol Ruka for the women's, hope I said that right, for the women's tag team championship. Who do you have winning that?
Roxanne and Raquel.
Yep.
I think it's too. I think it's too soon to take the belt off the Judgment Day. I think they all just got it back. And I think you need to advance the story with Roxanne and Raquel instead of just taking the belt off them. Although I will be honest with you, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Alexa and Charlotte win because I'm very curious to see how that storyline is. So I wouldn't be opposed to seeing either one of those two teams win. I'm going Roxanne and Raquel though.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, too soon. They just got it. You want to build that story a little bit more to, so that way when Liv Morgan comes back, she's going to be on a super baby face run. Yeah, I agree. Keep that story
Yeah,
going. So yeah, Raquel and Roxanne are winning.
they had a little like a little memorial for her in the Judgment Day locker room, and I was like, "What's going on here?" You
Yeah.
know. And listen. This entire time, Finn Balor's been killing it. I'm saying all the time, Finn is not slick. He is happy as all hell. She is gone. Do not get it twisted. He
Yeah.
is happy. Oh, she could take her time coming back. We're not worried. Oh yeah, we know why she could take her time because you don't want her
Exactly. And we'll discuss that here in a few minutes about giving our Raw and SmackDown previews. And also too, don't forget the Battle Royale. The winner of that gets a world title match at WWE Clash in Paris.
there.
Don't really I was trying to find the names that's going to be in there, but I don't have the names for that one, so we'll kind
I
of have that one
um
void.
to be honest with you, I'm just putting Stephanie Vaquero down. I think I know she's in it. I know she said it last night. She's in it. Um, so I'm gonna go with Vaquero. Um, I would like to think she probably challenges Rhea Ripley at Clash in Paris.
Hmm.
I think that that'd be a good start for that. Um, because again, like I said, I can't see Naomi because I think they have their own story, and I don't
Hmm.
want her to go back to NXT to fight JC Jane or Jordan Grace or whoever it is. So I think the most logical one would be Vaquer. She's the most over on the roster right now, outside of Ripley, and I see that being a dream match that they want to capitalize on, especially in Paris if the crowd goes nuts.
Right, right. I know Nikki Bella's going to be in it. I know she said she's going to be at Evolution too, so I'm guessing she's going to be in that Battle Royale. She's not winning. I'm just saying
No,
she's one of the
no.
people that's going to be in it. I,
Mm.
I'll go with Stephanie as well too. More than likely, she'll probably be the one that wins. The last one, the triple threat match for the IC belt. Oh boy, let's see here. You have Becky Lynch against Lyra Valkyria and your girl Bailey.
Mhm.
Becky Lynch is the champ. Who do you have winning this match?
I think personally, I have a feeling Becky Lynch retains because I think the Bailey and Lyra story is too not too like good to keep going, but I feel like that's their plan going forward, right? Um, I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't know a logical story. I'm here. I have to just close my AirPod case because they're both dead. But
Okay, go ahead.
I don't see a logical way that if Bailey wins, where do they go? And I don't see a lot. I mean, I could see a logical way going forward if you have Lyra win and you have Lyra versus Bailey. But again, they've both been showing kind of heel tendencies, right?
Hmm.
Like Bailey calling Lyra a bitch, and then you got Lyra going after Bailey, and then like stuff like that. Like you have, and even too, an interesting part was she's holding the belt um on Monday over Becky, and she's saying you'll never, I'll make sure I'll take this and you raise my arm, which sounds very heelish. So I'm curious to see which direction they go in. I wouldn't be surprised either way. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably go Becky Lynch. It's probably the most chalk answer out of the three because I think they need to continue with her being champion because I think this is some of the best work she's done outside of the man stuff that she's done. So I have a feeling it's gonna be Becky. But I would be happy if it was Lyra too. So I'm gonna go Becky as my final answer.
Man, I was kind of going back and forth, and I was wondering out of these three, who um who needs it the most, or rather, who would it benefit more? I think,
I think it benefits Bailey the most.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I, man, I want to have the belt put back on Bailey, but for some reason, man, I don't think Bailey's going to win. I think Becky Lynch is going to retain. I think what's going to happen is I think this is going to set up possibly a match down the line between Lyra and Bailey. I don't know if at SummerSlam, maybe at Clash, but I have a feeling. Yeah, I think Becky's going to win,
Yeah,
and I think that how Becky's going to win somehow. One of the Bailey or Lyra, they're going to cancel each other out somehow, some way. I don't know how, but they're going to cancel each other out somehow, some way, and one of them is going to cost the other the match in some capacity, and Becky's going to take advantage of it, and Becky's going to win that match and retain the
yeah,
belt going
yeah.
into SummerSlam.
The question is who takes the pin though. See, that's the thing. Can you really? I mean, could you have Bailey or Lyra? Like which one out of those two would you afford to have take the loss? In that
Right,
situation.
exactly,
But
exactly.
I do think that's going to happen though because it kind of fits the way Becky's character is now, where she just takes
Hmm.
advantage of what happens, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure, you two can beat the shit out of each other. I don't mind. Whichever one of you is down for 3 seconds, I'm taking the belt and I'm going home, and you guys can fight for it. I think that's a good way to do it too. Um, I'm actually kind of surprised they're doing Becky and Lyra. I always felt like this would no Becky, Bailey and Lyra. I always thought this would end up being like a Becky and like Bailey kind of situation, and then Lyra kind of just went and did her own thing. But it's been a pleasant
Hmm.
surprise.
Yeah, it has. But actually, I've enjoyed this story. Actually, I've really enjoyed this story between these three. I think they're going to put on a really really good match.
Yeah, I
I
think so
really
too.
do. I
Um,
really do.
one of my
Maybe
sayings,
maybe
one of my
Lyra takes the pin. You think?
I would think. See, that's the thing. Who do where do you go? Who do you
Yeah.
really have?
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
Bailey's been eating losses like that. And then you have Lyra, who's kind of young. I mean, she could afford to take a loss, but again, is it like, do you want to do that?
Hmm.
Stuff like that. But and I always say too, like you said, it's gonna be a good match. I think I have a feeling it's probably I have a good feeling it's gonna steal the show because Bird Lady always puts on bangers, right? Becky's a great in ring performer, and so is Bailey. So I think that's gonna steal the show in terms of like in ring ability, which should be
Hmm.
fun to see.
Here's who Fair has chosen. for at the his picks for Evolution. He has Rhea winning,
Mm.
Tiff. He has Jordan Grace. He has Naomi. He has Bailey winning the belt, and then he has Alexa and Tiffany winning the tag belts.
Me, Alexa, and
That's who
Charlotte.
he had. Yeah. Who did I say? Bailey.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh boy. Good Lord, my eyes are getting bad. Alexa and Charlotte. He has Alexa and Charlotte winning that match.
Mm.
So oh yeah, that's who Fair has as I write down uh his picks. But overall I'm hoping that I'll be on the road probably when Evolution starts. So by the time I get back home, it'll probably just be getting over and I have to watch it on Monday. But no, I think. Oh, and then NXT Great American Bash. I think that's going to be a good, solid pay-per-view as
Mm.
well. Boy, why it seems like every time there's something going on in July around this time, I miss everything because of a basketball tournament.
It
Hey,
happens
when
that
you
way,
have
right?
kids, man, when you have kids, that's exactly what happens, man. That's exactly what happens. Um,
Yes.
uh, SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. What were your thoughts on SmackDown? I think this was the last 3 hour show for SmackDown, and then you have
Uh,
Raw that came on Monday. What were your thoughts?
I'll be honest with you. I was out all weekend, Friday and Saturday, so I didn't really get the chance to watch SmackDown.
Don't feel
So
bad. You didn't miss nothing
yeah, so I know there wasn't really much. I know, they to close the mat to close the show. They had the triple power bomb to Jacob on the table.
on the announce table. Yeah,
Yeah, with the goat Tongaloa, Solo, and the Samoan Kevin Nash, who all power bombed to the table, which is awesome. I really like, and I'm happy that Solo has getting this opportunity to have the championship. Another guy I think also kind of carried SmackDown in the absence of Roman Reigns, and I'm very happy that he's getting his chance to be champion and to showcase what he can do. Hopefully, hopefully for his crew, it's not the gang that can't shoot straight anymore. Maybe it's more of a taken serious kind of approach. You know,
hmm
I think his stable name is kind of stupid. It's MFT, which is my family tree, which
hmm
to me is just it sounds like NFT. So it's going to be hard to kind of not make that joke. At some point down the road, somebody's going to make that joke. You know, so I don't know. I'm happy for Solo, but the stable name is terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, at least they have a staple name, a stable name, because we don't know what Seth's faction's name is. As far as we
Yeah,
know, Paul Heyman is name. His name is Oracle. So,
the
so maybe,
Oracle.
yeah, the Oracle. So maybe there now Seth's faction can be called the Matrix. I don't know, but yeah, at least Solo has something. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like Solo has something which is nice, but at the same token, it's like MFT. That's all you can come up with. And not for nothing too. The Tongans. Oh, like they got Tongaloa, Tamatonga, and now they got Talatonga. Right. If you add somebody else, who's it gonna be? You got what do you call? You got smaller Tonga. Like that. That's your plan right now.
hmm
Like that's who you have. You know. So what is it gonna be? You know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Uh, SmackDown, like I said, this was the last 3 hour show. They're going to 2 hours, so thank God for that.
I'm pretty sure it was
Actually,
a 2 hour show.
yeah, yeah, actually, it was a 2 hour show. Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't yeah, like, he didn't miss a whole lot. So, um,
Mm.
yeah, Monday Night Raw was a good show. I think WWE got a hold of people complaining online about Seth or about Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed not saying a word because they spoke a lot on Monday night. They they
they
spoke
they
a
did.
lot.
They did. I will say though, I feel in watching Steiner, Braun Breaker's promo, it seemed very like he was getting to that point. Like, and I've been saying it for weeks. Just turn into Scott Steiner mini. Just do it. Just
Start going crazy in your promos. Say things that make no sense. Like tap into your inner Steiner. We know it's there already. You got the physique, you got the muscle, you got the move. Just tap into the inner Steiner. If you can be Rick in terms of the ring, and you could be cutting promos better than Scott can, but if you have the Scott humor in your promos, I think it'd be perfect because then you have the best of both worlds.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that Steiner math to come out. I was waiting for it.
Yeah,
I
and
was waiting for it.
and he's talking about Sammy. He's like, I hate his face, I hate his music, and you see it. Like I'm like, come on, just come on, let's go. Turn to Scott. Come on, like we know what's coming. Come on.
No, I did like the fact that Seth, him, Braun, and Bronson, their story was pretty much weaved throughout the entire show. They went 3 for 3 in their matches
Mm.
that they had, and then at
They
the
need.
end, you had LA Knight come out and attack Seth Rollins to end the show. But yeah, I thought Raw was a solid show actually.
Yeah, it was a very good show. I feel like Providence was a good crowd too.
Yeah, they were
Um,
hot. They were
they
super hot.
they were good. And I'm happy that they kind of established the dominance of the Seth Rollins crew.
Hmm.
You had Breaker run through Sami Zayn. You had Bronson Reed, Tsunami Jey Uso a couple times, take him out of the picture. So I'm happy that they decided to do that. Don't mind my dog; he's going crazy. I'm decided they decided to do that. Because it felt like they needed like that extra like push on their stable, right? Like you want to really establish dominance with them. I think that was the way to do it, and I'm glad they decided to do it that way because for a little while it just seemed like they kind of looked like henchmen. You know what I mean? Like they getting chased out the ring
Hmm.
by Jey Uso with a chair, and then like they needed that extra push. I'm still
I
interested to
agree.
see. I'm still interested to see who the fourth member is, though, because
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder: are they going to add a fourth member?
because I he's on a jet and he was talking about Plan B a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious to see who that is. Um, we haven't seen it. I mean, I don't know. I still don't know who it could be because I'm running out of ideas on terms of like who it could be and all that. But
Hmm.
we'll see. I mean, it took a little while to figure out what they wanted to do with getting Bronson Reed in there. So
Right. Yeah. No, it was a good show. Io Sky, she picked Rhea Ripley as her
yeah,
opponent for
yeah.
Evolution. Um, Also to Karrion Kross, and kind of allude to this a little bit here. Is he finally getting a push that people have been asking for? Is he finally starting to get that push?
Well, he
Because people
hasn't.
were chanting his name.
Well, he hasn't signed his contract yet.
Mm.
So I think they're doing this as a last ditch effort to keep him. Personally, um, I don't know. He's one of the most popular guys in the roster right now. Um, which congratulations to him. He got over without needing WWE's help. I do think though that he would probably be better off leaving the company to do something else because I feel like
Hmm.
it's almost a situation where it's like I am leaving and now you are giving me this opportunity. And I'm not exactly sure that's a good idea to have. Like he's been kind of on like that remember on like 2023 when LA Knight was starting to get popular and it was like in the terms of like the crowd cheering him on and they want him more involved and he gets more involved. Like I think this is Karrion Cross all over again, where it's like, well, it's LA Knight all over again with Karrion Cross. Like they want him to be involved. They give him a feud with Sami Zayn, right? They have
Hmm.
him interfere with Sami Zayn in his matches and get him hurt with the steel pipe and everything. So I'm just curious to see if they do. I think he'd be better off leaving because I think the main event rosters, the Raw rosters, too crowded for him to make any kind of impact and noise. And I think he has a very strong indie kind of fan base, which helps
Hmm.
him. And I'd be very interested to see if he does go. Um, because I think he could take this popularity he has now and really skyrocket his career in other places. But we'll see what happens.
Man, yeah, you mentioning the contract situation. It makes me wonder, does he want to stay? Because it took them so long, or it felt like it took them so long for him to even get this push that he's or this exposure that he's getting right now. Of course, we don't know the type of money that they're offering right now, but I do think he man he the price for him has definitely gone up.
Yeah,
Um,
because he can, he can sit there and say, "Look, I'm more popular now than I ever was." So I can go to AEW tomorrow and no one's gonna bat an eye. I can go work across
mhm.
the world right now and no one's gonna care because I am who I am at this point and I used you guys to get there. And if he does leave, I think this will be a not great feather in the cap of Triple H because they bought him back because Vince McMahon didn't see anything in him. Triple H did, and they did nothing with him until his contract was running out, and now he is a over superstar in your company, and he is going to walk out the door unless you give him something. And I think the Sami
Yep,
Zayn feud was a good thing for him because it gives him a guy that everybody knows. Everybody knows Sami Zayn. Everybody knows his music. Everybody knows who he is. It's a good idea to give him those opportunities. But I just want to. I'm curious to see what they do with him because it seems like they're just getting started, and I don't know if it's a good idea to kind of let this feud die out in August because if that's their plan, it's a waste of time. Unless they have it on the wraps, they're not saying anything.
yep,
But
yeah,
who knows?
yeah. I don't know either, man. I really don't know. Uh, Obviously, what they're going to do, but they need to do something because right now this guy is hot, and man, you don't want him to leave. Maybe go to Ring of Honor or New Japan or AEW or even though
Well, Ring,
TNA and WWE have a partner, but I mean, or have a partnership, but you still want him on your company. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he's getting this shine or he's getting this recognition that he's getting right now, I don't know.
mm,
WWE sign him, keep
yeah,
him for at least a
yeah,
couple of 2 or 3 years, especially now since Kevin Owens is going to be out. We don't know when he's. I think he not saying he'll take Kevin Owens' spot, but man, he's filling Kevin. I think he can fill Kevin Owens' shoes right now.
yeah.
Like for his type of character, I think he can fill his shoes.
Shout out to Kevin Owens. Um, get well soon. Probably one of my favorite superstars in the roster.
Hmm.
Um, they definitely miss you. They definitely do. I hope your neck heals up great and everything. And
Yes.
so I hope you come back. If you don't, if you unfortunately don't, thank you for everything. If you do, great. I'm glad to
Yeah.
have you back. Yeah.
Most definitely, man. One last thing before we get out of here. You mentioned this earlier. We were talking about Saturday night's main event. There's speculation about is he coming back? Is he not? And who is he I'm talking about? Roman Reigns. Do you think Roman Reigns, the OTC, the tribal chief, the big dog, whatever you want to call him, do you
Hmm.
think Roman Reigns makes his return on Saturday night's main event? Or are they going to prolong him and maybe wait until SummerSlam?
I think he comes back Saturday night main event. He always has a thing in Atlanta, Georgia. They always make a big deal when they come back to Atlanta and they talk about him, obviously playing football for Georgia Tech. So I have a feeling it's a good opportunity for him to come back. And like I said before, they need to add a spark in the terms of giving that event something. And I think if you want to build LA Knight even more, I think you can have him interfere in that match and call Seth. You know,
Hmm.
so I think it'd be better if he showed up in Atlanta. I do because last time they were in Atlanta, The Rock showed up. So
Yeah.
maybe they'd like to do something in Atlanta again. I do want to say one more thing though before we go though, if
Go
it's
ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
So obviously it's the Goldberg's last match in on Saturday. Um, so when I was a kid, when I was 3 years old, 4 years old, when I was just getting into wrestling, all my cousins watched it. I was still a baby at the time. I was just watching with them. Didn't really know much. I only knew two wrestlers. I knew Goldberg and Stone Cold. The only reason why I knew them two because
Mhm.
they look alike at 3 years old. That's the only reason why I knew who they were. But as I've gotten older, I've appreciated Goldberg and everything, and I went and rewatched all his matches and the streak and everything, and he was one of my favorites growing up. I remember when he first showed up in WWE 2003, and for that 1 year was awesome. Because that was one of the guys that I watched as a young age, and I didn't think he'd ever come back, and he did. And I'm always happy to see him when he comes back because he's one of my all-time favorites. So I know he's never going to see this, which is perfectly fine. But thank you, Goldberg, for introducing me to wrestling. Thank you for your great career. Thank you for giving me um, memories as a wrestling fan that I'll always hold near and dear to my heart. Um, Thank you for everything, and I wish you the best in your retirement.
Well said, man. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said. I'll give my thoughts on Goldberg too. As you see James with the Goldberg shirt, man. When Goldberg, when did he premiere? Or debut rather?
1996.
96, 96. Okay, so I was in high school when first started. Dude, when he first started, he was on that streak. Man, it was nothing like it because, and this is during the Monday Night Wars, and it seemed like, man, he was on fire. I mean, he was on fire. He could not be touched at all. And uh that ge- man, when that streak was going,
He
it was must see TV.
he debuted, I think, 2 weeks after I was born.
Oh wow,
So
really?
yeah, I think it's September. I think it's September 1996, if I'm not mistaken. And I was born in September as well. So it's like right there in that same time frame. Yeah.
Man, it's been so long since. Oh God, I wish I knew. But no, he had a man. He was unstoppable. He was WCW really booked him really well his first year and a half or so that he was in
Oh yeah.
WCW. They booked him perfect. And the one person who's really glad to see him retire is Bret the Hitman Hart. He's probably glad he's probably done wrestling now, man.
Yeah. He's like Bill Goldberg. Bill
Yeah,
Goldberg.
he yeah,
Uh, it
he
says
is yeah.
here.
September 22nd, 97.
Yeah, I thought it was this. I thought it was 1996.
I,
I guess not.
I thought it was too, but I was still in high school then. Yeah, but yeah, that's what his debut match was against Hugh Morris.
Yeah, on September 22nd, 1997. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I was a year off, but
yeah.
yeah,
That streak, man. And you know what's crazy? I like when he was first winning, you didn't know he had a streak going on, so they started mentioning it. And
yeah.
every week you would tune in to see if he would win. That jackhammer, man. Oh man, you just hold the guy up there for like 20 seconds, however long you would hold him up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pound for pound, one of the strongest wrestlers ever too. I
yeah.
also think the reason why I got drawn in was because when he held the Big Show or the Giant up for those like two
Oh yeah,
seconds when he was, according to Mike today, he was 7'4", 550. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And like it's like, oh my god, wow, he's only got 600 pounds up in the air. You know what I mean? Like, wow. But he was, and as Bobby Ray Heenan said, the man. He was the man,
hmm
and his streak always was some crazy thing. It was 56-0, and then the next week it was 65-0, and then it was 75, and then
yeah,
96 and 0, and then still one of the
yeah.
craziest loud pops is when he beat Hogan for the belt in Atlanta, and that place went nuts. So
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, he actually went 173 and 0 before he lost to Kevin Nash at Starcade 98. So,
that damn taser,
yeah, I forgot, right?
the damn taser is that damn
The
cattle prod.
taser, hell
Look at
yeah.
him, they just lit him up, and then that's when it made him lose. And then the next week, that's when WCW died. Go figure.
Yep. The finger poke of death. Wow. Man, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in to Wrestle with the Bros. Thank you to James for being on the show. Once
No
again, we
problem.
appreciate you. Fair, he's on vacation somewhere hiding from his wife. His wife's going to beat the hell out of him. No, but happy anniversary to Fair Antoine as well. His anniversary is tomorrow, and his birthday is actually Sunday. So. Happy anniversary to him and his wife, and happy birthday, Antoine. Smitty, his anniversary was on Monday, I believe. So happy anniversary to you and your wife as well. Make sure you follow us at WWTB 2024 and hit that like, subscribe button, and that notification button on our YouTube channel, Wrestling with the Bros. So that way you know when we go live, hey, come right up and you can watch our pretty faces. For James, Smitty, I'm Chris. Thanks for tuning in. You all have a good one. Enjoy the weekend of wrestling. It's going to be a great, great weekend of wrestling from AEW to WWE and everything in between. Have a great and safe weekend. Smitty, hit the music. Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Acknowledge us. For Fair, Smitty, I'm Chris. Y'all have a good one. Hey, y'all take care.